Alright everybody, welcome back to episode 3 of You Build a House, and in this episode I plan on painting this house and doing the landscaping. And if you want to, there will be a link in the description below to skip the painting part. I mean, painting a house can be rather boring, but if you want to, the link will be in the description to go ahead and skip to the landscaping. It won't be like a whole lot of landscaping, because it's a small house and you don't want it cluttered. At least I wouldn't want it cluttered anyway. But right now what I'm doing is taking the side paneling and I'm going to change the colors to this. I mean, I really like using the side paneling paint covers, whatever it's called, but for some reason the middle color is always off, like a whole lot of shades for some reason. But this house, I think I'm going to go with green, because if you watched my previous houses, you know that one of my favorite colors is blue, and I always use blue. So I'm going to change it up a bit and with kind of a pale shade of green in order to color this house. And when I first do this, you'll notice that when I paint the house, I pretty much covered it all in green, this paneling, but it's not going to stay that way. And if you also, I'm going to put in the description the hex codes that are used for the colors on this house. I think it would be best to go with like a palish green that's kind of not too deep colored, but then go with a wood for the side part, and it's probably be a light palish yellowish. I don't want to say beige because it's a little bit more yellow than beige, but whatever. The hex codes will be in the description if you want to use them. If you don't want to use them, I understand. I mean, everyone wants to design their own house the way that they want to design it. And one quick thing I want to address is someone left a comment about how slow this series is going. This isn't a fast series. It's supposed to be slow. It's meant for people who just want to see how to make a house or just tips and stuff like that. So if you don't like the speed of this series, I'm sorry. It's just not going to speed up at all. With a few exceptions, like upcoming when I'm actually painting the house, I'm going to time-lapse the video. And it won't take so long because, like I said before, it can get kind of boring. Also, this is what I'm talking about before, where I said the color of the house, the paint in the middle, compared to the actual sidings on the side of it, is very different for some reason. It always depends on the angle of the sun for some reason. I don't know if it's just a glitch in the game or if it's just meant to be that way, but that's just weird. So right now I'm going to speed up this part where I'm painting the house. This is only 3 times the speed, normal speed. So you can still see exactly what I'm doing. I just don't want to take 10-15 minutes to show you what I'm doing painting a house. Alright, so we've got that part done, and now we're going to go and see if we can change anything. I don't know why I'm saying we. It's just me. Sorry. But anyway, I'm going to try and see if I can change anything to make this house look better. I mean, aside from adding, like, different colors, of course. And in this part, you'll see me try a couple things to put on the foundation. Stone for one thing, and then I tried brick for some reason, but they didn't work out the way that I wanted them to. And you'll see that in a moment. And eventually this house will be completed. And, well, painting anyway. I'm not going to do the interior of the house, because what I want you guys to do, if you're following along with this, is to change the interior if you want to. Later on in the video, I'll show you the measurements for the interior. I forgot to do that in the last video. Sorry about that. But, you'll see that later on. And right now, you're seeing me go through my usual motions of trying to find something that goes together. And you saw me try that stone. It kind of worked, but no. Then I tried the brick, and then that's a definite no. So, like I said, I'm just going to bring the siding all the way down. And that will eventually change again. But, see, this is why I don't like showing the painting part if I ever do a real-time video. Because it just takes so long. It's like just as bad as the interior for me sometimes. Okay, so, you know what? I'm going to stop talking just for a little while because my throat hurts. I'm kind of catching a cold. So, I'm just going to speed up this video right quick so that you can see the painting part. But after that comes the landscaping. So, like I said before, in the description, if you want to go ahead and skip the painting part, you can go ahead and click the little time link, and it'll take you right to the landscaping section. Okay, and we're back now with the landscaping. It's going to be rather simple. There's only going to be a couple of trees. There's going to be one in the front yard and one in the back. You want to make sure that your trees don't collide with the house so that it doesn't look funny whenever people download your houses and your trees aren't sitting inside of it. You know, that weird thing that sometimes happens in The Sims. But another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take small fences and place them in the front of the house so it looks a little bit more presentable. And one of the things you'll see me do is use the flat plants instead of just recoloring the terrain. You can always do that, you know, to grab the dirt color and then recolor your terrain inside of the fence. But I prefer to use this sometimes, especially when I don't feel like, you know, going through and recoloring and erasing and all that good stuff. And another thing, this is just tips, by the way. I'm sorry, I'm not really going over how I'm doing this. But instead of just randomly placing a bunch of plants, It's just a suggestion that you should carefully place them, because if someone downloads your house and you have a whole lot of plants, it actually can affect their game, especially if they don't have a high-powered computer that can run it really well. And that will make it a lot easier for you to share your houses online. That way a lot of people can actually use it instead of just a few. And here is the measurements for the inside of the house. They're coming up in a moment, but as soon as the camera rotates around to it. Alright, here we go. Okay, so we're going to start with this wall down here. And it is going to be 5 spaces long. That's 3. Both of these are going to be 2. Now let's go upstairs and let's start. Okay, hang on. That one's 5. And from here to the bottom is 6. All the way across would be 7. And this one will be 4. And this room is only 3, so you know, don't get too confused. Other than that, I just want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you like this series. Leave comments below what you think could be better. And once again, thank you.